This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It sure is great having you join me here in these online lessons. This is lesson 11 in this mini course that's all about flat picking. Right now, we're working on a strumming pattern where we're inserting alternating bass note plucks. So, pretty cool. We've been doing this for a little while, working with different chords. In this lesson, we're going to work with D, G, E7, and A7. We have done all these chords in at least one lesson before, but we've never done all four together. We're going to be working it with the song I've Been Working on the Railroad. Down in the description below, there's a link. You can download a free copy of the sheet music in PDF format. So you're going to want to do that. A lot of times I write the chord progression on the board as well, but this one's kind of long, so I didn't write it on the board. So you're just going to want to download that sheet music to play right along as we work on these. Plus, we'll be playing the melody, so we can work on the melodic playing, which is really at the heart of flat picking. So, let's go ahead though and jump in here with a review on the ways that we can do this strumming pattern with these chords. So we've got bass, down, up, alternate bass, down, up. The D chord. The D chord, our bass note, which is the root, is the open 4th string, because that's the D pitch, that's the lowest pitch. So we've got that open 4th string, and then we can alternate with the 3rd string, where we have a higher voiced 5th of the chords. So we can go root to the 5th, going low to high, going 4th string to 3rd string. So that's one option. Another option is to alternate between the root on the 4th string and a lower voiced 5th that's the open 5th string. So we can go 4th string to 5th string, high to low as far as root to the lower 5th. That's the one I'm going to use for this song, but you can use either one. So you're going to want to warm that up. And then with the G chord, we have a couple of different options. So with our G chord, and in this style, we use the 3-finger, the G that takes just 3 fingers instead of 4. So we like that open B string to be there. So, and I finger it usually 2, 3, and 4 when I'm playing in this style. You can do it either way. But our root is that low 6th string. That's where our G pitch is. And then we can alternate with the 3rd of the chord, which is on the 5th string. So I can go 6th string to 5th string. Practice that. That's a great sound. That sometimes. With this chord, we can also alternate between the 6th string and the open 4th string, where we get the root to the 5th of the chord. And that's the one, I just grabbed them both actually, the 3rd and the 5th there. That happens sometimes. But you get the root to the open 4th string gives you the root to the 5th. That's the one I'm going to use for this song, but you can use either one. With E7, I've done this one before. With E7, we have one option, really, only. So we've got the low 6th string, that's where our root is. And then we can go up to the 5th string, where we have the 5th of the chord. So I can go 6th string to 5th string, root, 5th, root, 5th, going 6th string to 5th string. I've mentioned this before too. If getting that up strum part is a little hard, it's okay. It's totally fine to just go bass down, bass down. Kind of helps us set up and find where that alternating bass note is as we work on that control with our right hand. The other chord that we've got is A7. We have two options with A7. We've got the open 5th string, or is our root, that's where the A is. And we can go up to the 4th string, where we have the 5th of the chord. So we go 5th string to 4th string, kind of a lower root to a higher alternate. Like the D chord, we can also go lower with the A7, so we can have the open 5th string down to the open 6th string, where we have a lower voiced 5th of the chord. That's the one I'm going to use for this song, but either one works just fine. Okay, and we'll go ahead and look at this song. Now with this song, there's a couple different ways that we can do it as far as how we're going to insert our strumming pattern. Naturally, the strumming pattern is written to do once per measure. With this one, we can do it once per measure or twice per measure. We're actually going to start off just doing it once per measure. So we're going to insert it as it is. This melody has a lot of eighth notes, so because of that, I'll show you how we can actually do it either way. Especially, we might like one or the other depending on the tempo that we want to sing the song at. We're going to go ahead though and do it nice and easy. Inserting this once per measure on I've Been Working on the Railroad. So we have D first, and we'll do that once per measure, and then we got a second measure of it. And then we're going to go to G, and then we're going to be back to the D. Now, when we have 2 chords per measure, and that happens in a couple different places, like if you look down on the first page, on the 5th line, that second measure, we have G, and then we have E7. When that happens, when we have 2 chords per measure with a strumming pattern like this, we just do the first half of the strumming pattern 2 times. So we're going to go G, bass, down, up, and then E7, bass, down, up. Over on the next page, we have that happen again on the first line, and on the second line, we're going to have a place at the end where we've got E7 to A7. So we just do bass, down, up, and we'll have that again a couple lines later. But otherwise, we just are inserting this as is, one time per measure, because we got the chords that last the whole measure. Some chords last multiple measures. Okay, we'll go ahead and play through this. So we're going to go back here, nice and gentle. So you get 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morning. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo and singing beep-fi, fiddly-I-O, beep-fi, fiddly-I-O, beep-fi, fiddly-I-O, strumming on the old banjo. And the ending I just threw on there was to do the 1 chord to the 5 chord to the 1 chord. I went D to the A7 to the D. This is a nice way to end some of these. Okay, so that's one way we can do it. Now another way we can do it is to take the strumming pattern and insert it twice per measure. This creates a different effect because the melody will move a little bit slower than our strumming pattern, and it's kind of nice if we take it a little bit faster that way. I've been working on the railroad all livelong day. So you see how I did that? I took the strumming pattern and put it twice per measure, and I'm taking it a little bit faster. That makes the melody happen sort of at a slower rate than the bass down up, bass down up, bass down up, bass down up, which is kind of a cool effect. I'm going to go ahead and do it one time that way, so we can work on going a little bit faster with the strumming pattern, but also have more space with the number of times that we'll be playing each chord. So we'll go ahead and do it. So we're going to have, it's going to be about here. 1, 2, a 1, 2, ready, and I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morning. Can't you hear the captain shout? that gives you some ideas on ways to work on that one and have fun with that. Now we're going to do the melody because we're working up towards the end of this mini course where we're going to be playing melodies and doing the flat picking that way, which is really what the flat pickers are known for, especially, but in the styles that the flat pickers work, this is the rhythmic playing that happens, so we got to know both. Both are super fun. So work on these melodies because it's a nice warm-up getting used to the control playing melodies. On the sheet music there, you'll see that it's written in standard music notation and tablature like they all are. You can read either. It's the exact same thing. If you don't know how to read either, and this happens to be the first lesson you've joined in on, there is the note reading books and the tablature books from our method book series that have video lessons that can help you master those skills. There's also quick answer videos that can get you going, especially on tablature. So if you need help getting going, you can. Now I'm just going to assume that we know how I'm going to go forward. With the flat picking style, we do the alternate picking. And most of the time, that alternate picking is in relation to the rhythmic content. So we have this dotted quarter, and then the eighth note runs. Now the eighth notes that fall on the beat, we do a down pluck for, and those that fall in between the beat or on an off beat, we do an up pluck for. With quarter notes, we're doing eighth note or quarter notes and whole notes and half notes. Those always fall on the beat for the most part. So unless we have a syncopated quarter note type of thing, but those fall on the beat and we're just plucking down for on the beat content. But there's places where maybe there's no eighth notes involved and we can do things differently. So like in the second measure where you have two half notes back to back, you could do a down pluck on the half note that's on beat 1 and then an up pluck for the half note that's on beat 3. So alternating half notes, that's the way we'd do it. Down pluck for those on beat 1, up pluck for those on beat 3. When you have quarter notes back to back without any eighth notes around, so like on the second line in bar 3, you have 4 quarter notes and then a dotted half note. So we can do down plucks for the notes that are on beats 1 and 3 and up plucks for the notes on 2 and 4 if you want to, or you can just do all down pluck. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to play it and you can play right along with me. Down plucks for anything on the beat are always okay, but if you wanted to continue alternating, then you could do it in sort of that kind of a fashion. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play it. You can play it along with me or at least hear how it's played so you know how to work on it as you're working on getting that skill ready. Because later on, when we do some fiddle tunes or flat picking tunes, it's pretty involved with the right hand and the left hand getting those melodies out. So here we go. I'll give this a 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, and I'll mention I swung the eighth note rhythm a little bit. So what's that mean? It means that instead of playing strictly where the eighth notes come in that are on the off beats, where they come in strictly halfway between the beat, pushed them back further into the beat, kind of tripletized it. So instead of 1 and 2, I went. So it could be done either way. Another place to demonstrate that is over on the second page, where instead of Dinah, won't you blow, Dinah, won't you blow, I went. So you can do it either way. I kind of wanted to swing those eighth notes today. Okay, so that wraps us up for this lesson. I hope it's been fun and helpful. In the next lesson, in lesson 12, we're going to be working with the C chord and the G7 chord. So we haven't done those chords yet, so we're going to be working with those. It's going to be great. I will see you then. Take care.
If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.